Hello everyone, please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see my screen, if everything works fine. I will wait for your replies in the chat. Okay, thank you for the answer, Andrew. So I propose begin our today's webinar. Our today's webinar dedicated Valentine's Day, and today we will recreate this Valentine's template or pizza sushi template, as you want to call it. And after it, we will try to export the template to Gmail and Outlook to see how we can easily send it after creation. So if you don't mind, let's get started. So I'm going to create my first template in this account. Again, I will use empty template because we will create a template from scratch. We will use Stripo tools in general. Also, I would like to bring to your attention that today Marina, member of Stripo team, in the chat, and if you have any questions, please let us know. Please write to us. We will try to answer them. Also, as tradition demands, I would like to say a couple of words about our company. Our company registered in the USA, but the whole team located in Ukraine. And we always open to your suggestions. So if you have any proposal how we can improve our editor, please write to us to the chat or email us, and we will consider your applications and we'll try to improve Stripo in our future releases. Okay, so I'm going to use developer tools to get the I clicked pressed F12 button on the keyboard, and via this element I'm going to check preferences of structures, containers, blocks of an email to recreate them in our empty template. First of all, we recommend begin email creation from the appearance menu. Here you can set general preferences of your template, and these preferences may simplify the process of email creation. For example, we have a few headings H1 here, and they have the same preferences, the same font size and type of font. So we have Lato here, and I believe we have Lato font for the whole email, so we can configure it here. Headings we can configure here. So let's check. We have 30 pixels for H1. We have this pink color. And I also noticed that we will use H3 heading with the same color. Okay, what else we can configure? We can configure a button, I believe, and probably for the footer we have standard 14 pixels. And yes, so let's try to create preferences for a button. So we have this background for the button, I believe, button color, and let's create a button to see how it works. And this text color. What else? We have also Lato, 18 pixels. So let's configure them here. Okay, we don't need, sorry, this border here. So I'm going to remove it, and I'm going to correct a bit corners of the bottom. So let me check the preferences. We have rounded up corners, 5 pixels, I believe. So let's set it here. And now we have similar button. Okay, we also have to use a border, probably pink one, this way. Okay, so let's move to the process of email creation. So we have a header stripe at the top of the email. So let's create a stripe and put it on the top. Set it as a header we can here. For the header we will have extra preferences here and in the mobile formatting menu here. So of course you can use only one type of stripe, but in this case you will have less options for configuration in email. So we recommend to use different types of stripes, and I will use 3 types of stripes today: header, content, and footer. So let's set it as a footer. Also, I believe I should set pink color for the background of the whole email. So let me check. Probably I can get it from here. Okay, it's not the same tone. So let's try this one. Okay. What about the structure? We have a structure with text block and with image inside. So let's take this link which leads to the image and put it here. And now we have just okay, we should put it to just one structure, and we should change background color for the structure. So let's try to check it. All zeros, I believe, or okay, not all 3s. And this one. Let's check. We have white color for this text here. And what about other preferences? We have laptop 14 pixels. I believe we already have them. So let's check 173 for the image size. And what about paddings? We have 20 pixels paddings for structure. We have them. And we have extra paddings between blocks 10, 10, 10. Let's recreate them. 10 from the bottom and 10 and 10 here. Okay, now we can move to another structure. We can set background color of content for the stripe as a transparent one here. And we, I believe, should add a couple more containers with button, with text, and add menu block here. So we have 4 elements for the menu block: delivery box sushi pizza. So let's add the text. From the capital letter. um, pizza. What about color? I believe we should use also black one. So let's try to check it. And what about other preferences? We have 16 pixels flatter. Okay. We have a button with another preferences. Callback. So let's rename the button. What else? We should change Arial 18 pixels. We have them, and we should use pink color for the button and black color for the border and text. So let's do it this way, and I believe also 5 pixels for border radius, and probably bold font. Okay. How we can align this element this way? So we can increase size of a container to let them fit in the size of the structure. And what about text? I'm going to just copy and pass the text this way and change link color, black one, without underlining. Align it probably to center. And what else we should do? Lacto a 16 pixels. This way, and we can align the text if we want this way. What about paddings? We have 20 and 10 pixels. Not this way, but this way. And I believe we have extra paddings 15, 10 for this block. This way. And also I think that button a bit thinner and has extra paddings from the top, something like this. Okay, so we can continue and move to another stripe. We have content stripe here with a big structure, 20 pixels inside for paddings, color black, and 1-2 text block with image under text blocks. So let's create an image, add a text block, and what else? Here we have a white color. So let's set the color here, align the text this way. What about other preferences? We have 18 pixels flat. Okay, so let's create 18 pixels, copy this block and add another text to this block. And now we can just set this text as a heading 1. It's strange, I believe let me check. we have 18. I believe because we already have we set here font size, and because of it we can set it this way, but we can do it this way. So we can put text here, set it as a heading, and now we have all preferences from our appearance menu and should just align the text. What about paddings? We have 30 and 5 pixels here, so let's add them, and 10 pixels here. 5. Okay. This structure is ready to go, and we can create another one with a text as well. And probably I think we can just copy past this element here. We have the necessary paddings, and we may just change the text and set background color this way, and we have this structure. Now we have 3 containers in the structure, so let's add one more, align them, check padding. So we have 20 pixels from left and right, but we have them from the top and from the bottom, and we have elaborated structure, I believe, of this container. So let's try to add a text block, image, and I believe this design we will be able to create only a custom way with the help of code editor. So we will see it in a minute, I believe. So let's recreate this element. We have heading 3, align it to the center, add an image we should. So I will just copy paste the link here. We have a couple more text blocks. So we have a white text here, and I can try to copy this block and put the text here. And the same way I can do, so we have 16 and 40 pixels here. 14 and 16. Okay, let's try to create our button with what's going on with button? Okay, I believe I didn't say the preferences, so probably I configure the button in the button block but not in this menu, and this is why. Okay, we will recreate this button again. So I believe actually the text here should be by now something like this, and we have 18 pixels. Here. What else? 5 pixel. 2 pixel for the border, and we should use this color, and for the text as well. Okay, something like this. Okay, how we may create the design with text from the left of the button. So I'm going to open code editor, copy the code of this block and put it to the container nearby our button, this way. Now we have a button, but we should align other elements of the container. Probably this way. And the same operation we should, the same correction we should apply to other elements of this container. And to the first one as well. Okay, we have our design, and let's just add the correct text. What about patterns? So we have 10 pixels for this block. We have 10 pixels for this block from left and right. And I believe we should also add a bit more pixels for this block and set color for the container from here. Let me check if you have any questions in the chat. Okay, I see that everything is fine. I don't see any questions, so I believe we can continue. Okay, what else we should do here? We may add a bit paddings for the button from the top and from the bottom, and the same way we actually almost have them. So I believe we recreated the same or very similar design, and to create another containers we may just copy this container a couple of times, and just if we want, we can just replace images, text and other content. So I'm not going to repeat all these actions because it goes without saying, I believe. So let's move to another element. We have very similar element. Okay, actually I think that we have to add more paddings here, this way, and we can reuse the structure and change the text of it, new items, and create one more structure in this stripe with a couple of containers inside. Let's do it. Probably we should use this color and this image, of course. What about paddings? We have 20 pixels for the structure. This way. We have 4, so I believe I can also try to use this container, remove this element from here, align text to the left. Okay, now this way. To the left. remove paddings from left, and so if you want, we should replace the text on the original one with the original one. We have 20 pixels here, but I believe we don't have the same paddings. We have 5 and 20 from the top, 5 from the bottom. And what about this element? We have 5 pixels. And we should align text also the same way. And what else we can do? We can align button this way and replace the price with the current one. Okay, and 0 paddings from the left. So probably we recreate a design 270. Yeah, we have 270. So we should reuse this element again, but with another text. And now we come to images with hover effect. So let's try to recreate this design. For that we will use structure with 3 containers, and we will use 2 times more images. So let's do it. I'm going to put image here and activate this rollover effect switcher. After that, I'm going to add an image from the code, and in the process of hovering, this effect will work. So I'm going to repeat this action 3 times. I hope nobody will fall asleep during this procedure. Okay. And the last one. Okay, so I'm not going to copy past all these elements because all of them the same. I'm going to just correct a bit the preference for paddings. We have 20 pixels paddings for this stripe, and we have almost the same paddings, but 40 pixels from the bottom. And now we can recreate last element in this stripe. So we also have here 3 containers with images and the same background. Actually, not the same. We have a bit darker background here, as this one, and these images. So let's add them one by one. Probably I think we will create text here, and we'll use this container, and we'll copy it 2 times. So what about preference? We have a white color, 18 pixels, align it to center, white color. What about size of an image? We have 51. And now we can copy 1, 2, and use these images to replace our current with these ones, and this one as well. What about text? Actually, we can create similar element via menu block. We have a possibility to add not only text to menu block, but also icons. So if you're interested, so sometimes, so actually it's up to you which approach to use. But I'm just showing you in case if you would like to recreate something like this, you can try to use menu block too. So what about paddings for this block? We have for the structure we have 20 pixels from all sides, and now we can create just fast element. I believe it's a big structure with also 20 pixels, transparent color for the stripe. We have text here, so let's create more structures from the bottom just to make this element more visible at the moment. What else we have? One more. We have social media block, and we can try to reuse this element, this menu block, with a bit other preferences. 14 pixels. Text from here, 14 pixels. Align to center this way. Black link color. Oh, not black, but let's take a look on the color. This one. And yes, we actually should use underline. And what about paddings? We have 10.5 pixels here, we have 10 pixels here and 10 here. So we have 10, 10, 10. Okay. From the top, from the bottom, and here the same. And now we can choose appropriate color for, sorry, not color, icons for this social medias, but I believe we won't find the same icons in this drop-down list of icons that our designers prepared for you. So I'm going to use custom icons option, and I'm going to take the images from the code of the email and upload them to our editor the same way as we did previously with common images. And the last one. Okay, I believe this is it. We recreated design. Hooray! So let's take a look how it will look like on mobile devices. And if we want, we can correct some preference. For example, we have quite big buttons, so we can try to reduce size of the buttons via mobile formatting menu here. So let's try it. We can try to do it this way, for example, and let's say we would like to reduce font size, and we will have this kind of buttons. What else we can reduce? For example, we have kind of strange design at the bottom of the email, so we can try to turn off responsive structure option. And let's take a look what. So it's a bit better, I believe. What else we can do? We can try to turn off responsive images option. And let's take a look. I believe now it looks a bit better. And we also can try to reduce font size for the Stripe content. It will also affect this. We also can reduce size for the footer, font size for the footer. Let's say we set 11 pixels. And of course, if we want, we can align other elements. We can align them to the left, to center. We can change the sizes for headers, for headings, and other element of an email if we want. Okay, I believe now it's time to export our email for further sending. So we have a lot of options for export, which you can see if you click by export button here. You can see here possibility of export to different email services. But sometimes some of our customers would like to use easiest way to export and send email. In this case, they would like to use Outlook or Gmail. So let's try to check how we can use both of them. So we have a few options export to Outlook. So we have possibility of export to Outlook web version of this software, and we propose this option, which will help you in the case if you use desktop application. In this case, you can download OFT file for Microsoft Windows or YAML TPL file for macOS. After that, you should just double click by the file, and the file should be automatically open via Outlook app on your PC. Okay, so I just exported the email template to Outlook, and let's check how it looks. So now I am able to find the result in the drafts folder, and as you can see, we have the template. Now we should just put here our recipient's addresses and send it as we usually do for this service. What about export to Gmail? So it actually will work pretty similar. It also will place the email template to draft folders. So let me show you. So now I have this element here and this template, and we're able to send it. And also let me show you a little trick which provides Gmail. So if we send just this template right now, we won't be able to reuse it again. But if we will move to the preferences of Gmail, in the advanced preferences, we will be able to activate templates enable options, save changes. And now in my drafts folder, I will be able to save this template this way. Save as a new template, give it a name. And now, even if I will send this template, when I will create another template, I will be able to reuse this save a template again. So the same way you can save a signature or something, I don't know, basic email that you often use, and reuse it as much times as you want. Please note that Outlook and Gmail don't support send if responsive email. So after an email template will be sent from Outlook or Gmail, all recipients will be able to see just the stock version. They won't be able to see a mobile version of an email. So this is a limitation from the side Gmail and Outlook. Unfortunately, we can't affect it. Also, for example, this hover effect won't work if you will send an email from Gmail. So please pay attention these details. So I believe this is it about our today webinar. Please let me know if you have any questions. I will wait for your replies a couple of minutes and we'll try to answer your questions if you have ones. Mario Ruiz right, can I create an HTML signature on Stripo? Sure, you can create HTML signature on Stripo and use it. We also have a webinar. Let me show you. So I believe our previous webinar was dedicated creation signature and footers. So you can easily find it at our channel. Or if you want, you can use this link. Resvita Queer. Thank you, Alexander, for this detailed demonstration. It's really helpful. You're welcome. I was glad to provide you all this information. You're welcome, Andrew. I hope it was useful. So you know how you can find our YouTube channel. We constantly add new videos there that I hope also useful and can help you to know more about our editor, know more about email creation, how you can use, how you can export email templates. So please see this video if you're interested. Thank you, Matthew, for your kind words. We would like to be a best editor for email creation, and we are working on it. So I hope this year we will implement more features, more options for exports. So if you're interested, you can follow our release notes. We have them at our site, and you can see the all updates. Let me show you. just for your information. So we have this page where you can find all details are releases. Roswitha Kuchen, I have a German ESP. Could I reach out to you in case if there are any problems to integrate Stripo? Yes, please write to us to this chat or email us. Let me support@stripo.mail. So if you will face any difficulties, please write to us or email us. We will try to assist you. So in general, if you didn't find appropriate service within the list of services, you can try to export an email as an HTML file. Most often in some cases, some ESP support archives here. You can try to use this option as well. And after export, you can try to open downloaded HTML file via any text editor and copy paste the code out of the file to different ESP and email services. In general, it works properly for a lot of services. Okay, Matthew, I'm glad to hear that our editor is useful for you. You're welcome, Roswitha. I hope everything will work fine with your ESP. Okay, since I don't see more questions, thank you everyone that visited us today for your time. See you soon. See you at our next webinar. Bye. Have a good day, evening, morning. Bye. Okay, I see one more question. Can we embed different forms like question scout? So yes, I think you can try to. So in general, different form use codes that you can add to a code of an email. So you can try to use our code editor to add a code here. We also have HTML block here, which you can use to add the code. So please insert your HTML in the code editor here. To try it out, also I would like to bring to your attention that so different forms use different approaches, different languages. So if this form will use JavaScript, most probably this form won't work across different email services and platforms and clients. And probably it will be blocked by our own email provider. So in this case, probably you have to add, so if it comes to JavaScript, iframe, and similar elements, probably it will be better to export an email as an HTML file, open it in any text editor, and add a form or a similar code to an email after export from Stripo. And also, as I said, probably this code won't work across most of email services and platform. Some of these JavaScript codes won't work, I believe, in any email services. By Matthew. So I hope I answered your question, Andrew. So I will wait 1 more minute. Please let me know if you have any questions more. Thank you for your questions. You're welcome, Andrew. Okay, thank you everyone. You're welcome, Nurudin. See you next time. Bye. Have a great day.